Uh, these are words from the wise who knew workers and bosses. Understood before you took wins, you took losses. Hyundais and Mazdas before the Benz and Porsches. Learned you gotta play your hand, you can't forfeit. We think money, we don't think madness. We uplifting folks, we don't bring sadness. Heavy with the gems on the ring status. This is more than top shelf, this is king status.
Mic check, 1, 2.
Yeah.
Welcome and welcome back, if this isn't your first time, to the King Status Podcast, where the status quo is reach yourself highness. And
please remember to like,
I was about
comment,
to say,
share, and subscribe.
No, it was the whole way about to come. It was the whole way about to come, and I'm like, wait. So, well, me, your host, Mr. Moore the King, along with
EdBuck LC. You already know what's going on.
Yeah, they like, oh, they're scaring that.
Yeah.
So, scary now. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the King Status Podcast. And remember, follow us on all our social platforms. And y'all see we got EdBuck LC back in the building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm back.
What's happening?
Hey, nah, man. You know, just trials and tribulations, but, you know, never was out of the story to keep this joint going. So I'm proud of you keeping this joint going on, keeping my name alive, too. But I'm just happy to be back, man. Missed y'all out there.
You know, LNEG, the lifestyle, late nights, early grind.
Forever,
man. If they don't remember that, one day we're going to do a trivia and be like, what's the slogan? Or just be like, what does LNEG mean? And there'll be a prize for you, the first person that gets it right and pops in. But that's you know, we've been saying since, close to 15 years now.
Like probably since we really picked up the microphones and recording.
But it was definitely like, I think we started really saying that in 2010. So 14 years now. And we really, you know, been there because again, you even still see like how it was. Like we was just kicking it late. Well, that was late for me. And I was like, but I'm still up early.
I say, y'all don't even know. I really ain't even go to sleep at all. Like literally. Like I heard y'all when y'all got up and everything. So
because it just be like that sometimes, you know. And we still in the, you know, the grind phase and everything. But I say that even in the last episode, I'm like, even with people's success, everybody's still in like that grind phase of just trying to get it to where they really want to, like where we envision it.
Yeah, I feel like low key it's like, it's that time, like literally, like not even that it's like a season for it. It's like for some reason, it's like it's all aligning for, especially for people that I know personally, like, it's just something about right now specifically, like everybody's in a grind mode. Like, yo, this person got to do this as far as this goes. Like me, I got a lot of stuff coming up. Like you. So it's like, yo, it just seems like it's just the time, like for it, and it's getting cold. So
right. Everybody in that hustle mentality right now. At least like some of the people we associated with, but and it's a dope thing because every day is a process. Every day is a growing experience. Every day is, you know, just trying to figure it out. No matter what we going through. Like even my lifestyle, I still say like, yo, every day is a learning experience for me.
Absolutely. I feel like I like to try to really preach that to people. Like, yo, you got to get comfortable with understanding that life is like that. Like, yo, every day could be an up and down type of day. Like, but of course, like, you know, some days you have the up days and some days you have the down days. But I like to try to tell people like, yo, every day is a roller coaster. Like you're going to have pieces of the day where you're going to be up here. It's going to be a piece of the day. Something's going to just completely blow your shit. And then it might be another, but like you just chilling. Like you might just be on some even kill type stuff. But every day, and I like to preach it to people that's more like in relationships too. Like as far as because you have to deal with more and dish it back out to keep it like that. So I try to like get people to understand like, yo, every day is not going to be perfect. Like, like the life is not perfect for you to even feel like me and my partner is going to be perfect every day. Like it's not real. Like
shit don't go that way.
And real quick, and it's like how I always say too. In that same breath, if I know that you are a certain type of way, I'm not going to react no more to how you are because that's going to.
You know, and you know, I was saying that earlier. When an example is, it's like we can know something about each other for years, and we know that about each other, but we still get mad acting like we don't know this about this person.
Yeah.
So it's just you should know. And it's like, why complain if you know this about each other? If I know every time we do something, or like you decide you always want to go right, I'm not gonna get mad for the 300 time you want it. Like you still say a rap like, yo, we already know which way he gonna go.
I always say that, but I always use the example is like, yo, if we argue and 9 times out of 10 I use my hands like this, when it's time 10 out of 11 for us to argue again, don't act like me doing this and saying like, yo, and then you get angry like, why are you talking with your hands? It's like, I always do. I'm sorry.
Like, because it's not even just the arguing part. It's the you do it when you're joking. You do it when you're telling a story. You do it like so. It's not. And I'm the same way. And I'll be like, yo, I'm just talking passionately sometimes. Like everything ain't that. But that's a good example of one of them, because of, hey, if I ain't never do it no malicious way or ever. That's just, you see, that's just who I am. Yeah, you see these mics just start dropping.
I ain't never
gravity.
realized it till you.
But mine was, that's why I was like, I wasn't even giving you no signal. I didn't even realize. I just saw mine. But I think, and this is one of them doper episodes for me, because again, as in like episode 51, I said I was getting so much back to being me. Now I say, if you saw the clip when I did the ad, I said, Mr. Moore the King, but King Millie for short.
Yeah.
Like, again, and I feel like what you hear, it always helps me bring that side of me out. And it's not necessarily that it's a different side. It's just some of the other human sides of me that people may just think, because when they see like the children's books, they see us talk positive on the net. And it's not even that. It's like I'm a completely different dude, but it's to the point. I got asked to be on the show. They said, we ain't got to cuss or nothing. I'm like, damn. I was like, I never said I didn't, or I don't, or I didn't hide it.
It remind me of when, like, I know it was a joke, but just to the world, how it played out, it was a perfect scenario. It was when Juicy and them was on Kai Sinet's stream, and they faced and LeBron faced
the
whatever.
LeBron
It was like, what's up? He's like, LeBron say nigga, like, and it's like that type of thing. It's like, yo, for a lot of people, you would probably really think that, like, yo, you see LeBron, he just such a just got the perfect image per se,
which is
like,
because what he's supposed to do.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm like, but he got the perfect image per se. he done built the school. He did this, did this. It's like. Cause I probably would have felt like that too, like, like Brian be cussing, like.
But I understand, because like I said, with doing, reading at schools and making children's books, I understand I can't just always be like that. But that's naturally not who I am. You don't see me just out cussing loud and doing all that. But it's just but I'm still human, so I understand a certain image and a role that I may have. So it's not that I'm doing anything out of the norm, but it's just like.
It's just a different side of it.
Yeah.
Like a different piece of it. Like,
and that's why now I just don't really think about it now on the show. Before I used to think like, I may not, but I don't often say the F word either. Mm-hmm. So it's like, but if I say shit, I say shit. I always say that. but again, because some of the conversations we even had last night, and when we had the conversation, I was like, man, that'd be dope on camera, when we was talking about like how we look at certain, like me and you in particular, how we look at things about life with everything that we did, and how we was able to, why we're able to be like, well, you said it specifically, you was like, you can check right now and you'll be cool. The only thing is, I mean, you can say it.
Yeah, like, it was just more so like we just been just understanding like, yo, you could squeeze like life for everything. Like, so I can't really remember like what made me say that, like, to even get to that part, but more so I was just saying like, yo, outside of like not reproducing life, which would be my only regret if I was to check today, I just said like, yo, I've been blessed to do everything that I always wanted to do at a high level. Like, it didn't have to be the highest of the highest level, but I'm okay I'm okay in my heart enough to say like, yo, I did it at a very high level for me, and I'm cool with that. Like, I always
you know how I was like with the quotes, I said as a regular person, but the scale we did it multiple times. You know how I always say, I was like, it started and it never slowed, it never stopped.
And I'm not saying like again because we come from them times. It's like once you get a piece of it, it's like I think I want to keep doing it. Like this is what mom and them said. Like you can be better than me. So when I start doing things that they never did, it's like oh, this is why you said that because this is what it feels like for somebody that and I'm young. So you feeling like this as a grown up, like son, I never did that. So yes, keep going. And I'm thinking like. By the time you get to a certain age, for me, like by the time I'm 16, I'm like, bro, I done been on a train in Virginia and stuff like that. So traveling don't seem like nothing to me. Like it's just like, all right, that's what we on, cool. Like, now at this point, I'm getting older. I just got to get my own research. And for a lot of people, they don't even know where to start. They don't even know how to think to start. Like so,
and people and that's a good thing because people don't even know where excuse me, you said people don't even know where to start. For us, it started just from watching YouTube videos. South Beach, Miami, Memorial Day. First flight I ever did. Like we went and it was just us two. And we did that because it was just when we were YouTubing it, we were YouTubing so many videos and we just heard it was lit. And this is 2012. This is before everybody like at least in our area got on that wave. And I still don't even know about if they're on the Memorial Day wave. It was just, some of the rappers like Rose when he was making them vlogs and we would see that and it's like, oh, it's lit down there like that. Yeah. And then we saw it for ourselves.
Simultaneously it'd just be like, you see other rappers and they having vlogs at the same time. It's like they was all around each other doing all of this. Like
because out of everything we seen, that was one of probably the easiest to do. But the most exciting it looked to us, like where we was like, yo, if there's any trip I want to do, let's go to Miami Memorial Day.
I say because you gotta think around them times, like the way that we was living as far as the times go. I'm like, yo, they was doing what we would. Yo, I'm in a nice area where we can dress nice, and it's
beautiful women.
I'm not saying it's just a bunch of beautiful women. Like, what more? Like, like I said, like for them times that we was living, I'm 20 years old. I'm like, what more do I have to think about? Like,
and y'all hear the year I said so. Miami Heat on fire, playoffs. So that made it lit down there too.
That was actually the year that they got him, so they was extra on fire. Like,
didn't they win in 2012?
That's the year they. No, a lot. Yeah, that is the year they won actually.
So I'm like, because they was playing the Pacers when we were down there, so it was like, Then you say the one dude. He kind of was cheering for the Pacers.
He was kind of like I would never forget that he was in there because I remember LeBron fouled out that game. I remember he was running down court like he was upset at the call, and the dude he was in there, let's go. And that dude came like he turned around like he was grabbing whatever the drinks. He turned around. He said, "Yo, take that shit outside somewhere." We I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, because we did say, oh nah, like. Because that was one of the times, the area we from, we don't really have a sports team, so it's a melting pot. Like your favorite football team is Broncos,
right?
Our other homies is the Bengals, and I'm y'all see Eagles, but
we all from Jersey,
yeah. But in our areas, most of the time it's Eagles, being from South Jersey and all that. But it's still a melting pot. Like your team is the Sixers, but mine is the Bulls.
Right.
It's still a melting pot of things. So that's why I like being out here, because then the pride you get with being part of like in the mix, like that's why I'm like, oh no, I bust that thing out. You see, the last episode 52, that was Eagles game. That's why I had the Jalen Hurts. I was like, it's one of them things. I almost did it again the last episode because we shot it again, and that's when we played Baltimore. But it was, but you get that when you get that pride, and you get, so that's when we understood, like, oh, when people got their teams in there and we're in that area, oh, they don't play about them.
Absolutely.
So that's one of them.
They was gonna stroll that man in there, no remorse.
Yeah. But it is just a lot of the things, like even me and you was reminiscing on, like even like when some of the BS happened, but then how we still can laugh about certain things now. But moments on the court where it's like where and again we're still talking about the how we look back at the moments we had and realize, hey, we did have a lot of fun on a certain level that definitely when it comes to women, and I'm just being transparent, definitely when it comes to women, most men don't get to experience. And I know some people, the way I might have, been on camera or anything, they might not, me? Like, but it's like but when the people that know you, and it's like yo, who you think was there with him? When he said he didn't call y'all up that he's telling the story about, who you think was there? Like,
I'll say maybe one day when we get on that super scale, we can share some of them stories like the Rebel Night.
No, most of the time I just be like, especially like when we on the show, people just don't ask me nothing. And I'm like, yo, I never not like I shout out to Keith. I was on Keeping It a Bean. I let him know. I was like, yo, one of my first times like in a strip club, I was 15. And again, because it's not things I walk around with it. Because again, it's not like sometimes it does on the flip now as an adult. It's like, yo, what the fuck was I doing in there? But again, that's just what I was. That was what I was around.
So you would hope that it just build character and you grow and learn from it. Like, yo, like we all had a time. Like we all had a time for the times. So it's like, yo, what I was doing wasn't nothing out the ordinary. Yeah. It just seems like now as a grown up and you grow up to understand, like, yo, what I thought was really cool as hell was some boys. Like, dang, I probably really should have been a little bit more chill around them ages.
But still, my big homies, like the way they accepted me and like taught me things, it was like because they never did nothing, no funny style. That's why a lot of the times too, I stay be saying, yo, a lot of who I was, or you still may see in certain moments, I say a lot of that's still DeAndre. Hey, shout out Cuz. I was like, yo, because definitely around them years, that's when he really took me under the wing, and so my style in certain ways was like his, talk a certain way, joke a certain way. But
I'm just thinking about stuff like that where he was really schooling us, like on the court, like, yo, y'all ain't never had this happen to y'all. You remember that story, that incident? Yo, y'all ain't never had this happen. You ain't never have a girl do this to you. You don't remember what he said?
Nah.
It's like, yo, you ain't never have a girl do this to you. It's like she never. It was like, man, we too young. Like, man, you don't understand that when you get older.
Oh yeah. and then it happened. Then it happened. I said, no, like it's not what I.
Like even like it's it can get a little explicit.
I was shocked too. Yeah. I was
like even just like to get like just tiny explicit just for 2 seconds. Like it's just giving like when we used to talk about giving oral to girls as kids. Like when we used to be on them. Like, yo, I remember us specifically. I'm like, yo, I'm not going to be the one that, you feel me? Because I'm like, you never know, I might like to do it later, like down the road. I'm like, or no, it was like I ain't doing it now, but I'm gonna get the info on what's going on. At first,
I was smooth one of them. I will never do it, man. Probably like a year or two later.
I just remember it being like a real big thing with us, like, and I'm like, I know we do feel like that, but I'm not gonna say never. That was the thing I remember specifically saying, like, yo, I'm gonna just not say never because I don't know what type of dude I might be in like 2-3 years, and hey,
I would just say, in that type of aspect, I probably was saying I wasn't at 16, by 17, like, But again, and I think, but these are the type of moments, not just, we're not just talking about the, the explicit stuff, because again, we was talking about flights, moments on the court, moments in music, trips that we did, like, because the trips, every one of them is legendary.
Absolutely.
And in so many different ways, even when, like I said, some of the BS would happen, it was still like, yo, it was funny though. Like it was,
especially I'm about to say, especially when we talked about last night, where it's like, yo, this is gonna happen, like, and we always around. This is gonna happen. Nah, we ain't letting that happen. Like, the situation is bull, but it's like, I mean, when you get the stories on, I'm glad y'all did come hang with us. So it's like, all right, like,
oh yeah.
I might have did a flawed act, but
yeah,
it led to something good in retrospect for everybody. So I'm like,
even so, how I said last night, I said, as the you know, the safe dude, I was like, I said, I've been so many places I had no business being. I said, but again, but while I'm still grateful for it, like it just how things have happened and everything, because how many connections I made, how many connections, like how many people I'm still cool with, how many people show love, and then it teaches you how to move when you in different cities and different parts.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
that.
And I think that the coolest part for me, even like with your interaction with that too, is like having that line to tap back in to that, like, yo,
Yeah.
now that I'm doing this, and you might feel like you stuck or something like that, yo, come out here, I got something
Yeah.
for you. Like, I think that's like the coolest part of that, like specifically when I think about you, because like how, like I always felt like, bro, you just was an underrated dude, period. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like whatever it was to me, I just always like, I don't know why people look at you like that, but cool,
Cause
whatever.
I
Like,
ain't really talking to nobody. I ain't
I
really
think
like so.
I'm about to say, I think it's just more like we just living, like we was really crossing that bridge of, we was probably the first ones to start popping it like openly.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, if you ain't really popping it, we don't know.
Yeah,
And
and then again, I'm what like just an example of what I just used. I said, yo, I had my big homies, like they had me around. I was 15, so a lot of things. That's why. And then once I said, had you with me on some like, yo, we doing this type of stuff. Then that's when it became the, yo, y'all just getting on that. We was doing that years ago already. So now it turned into, we were already starting to take trips before everybody really started doing it. And I'm not saying everybody, but I'm just like, yo, the people we know and people, everybody, nobody was really taking trips like that in our era like that in 2012.
now I'm just thinking like, what I'm starting to kind of low
Not
key
the way we was
realize.
doing it, so like
Nah,
so to speak. And
absolutely
I'm
not.
talking about our age range, like for real.
Now I just thought about it like, yo, because I'm trying to think about, I'm like, yo, we didn't really hang around a lot of older people, like, like DeAndre, he was older than us and stuff like, but I mean like around us, like in our circle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like just thinking about it as you talking, I'm like, yo, I think we really just hung around, like specifically the few people that it was like just people that understood what we was on, like, cause we going here, like I can't, like everybody, we can all drive because I gotta go somewhere else,
But
like,
and to be real, now when I'm looking at it too, I'm like, because you said that, like, even though they was older, even when G came around, by that time it's still like we must have been doing something because they wanted to kick it with us too. It wasn't always just like we was just on trying to. They wanted to be around, like they liked being around us because as we got older, the other things we started exposing them to. So it's like, and G always thanks us for that because he always says like, I didn't even really know y'all like that, and then we took that trip to Atlanta, and he said that's when he knew like that's when we was stamped for him completely. He said, yo, these is like, they some real solid dudes, like, and they fun, they cool, but we was out there on business too, like so.
I think it's just like a lot of
movie,
sure.
movie.
I think like a lot of that, I think it's credit to what you were saying last night. Like, yo, it's something about our character. Like it's something in the pudding. Like you feel me? You just who you are. So you don't really see it. You can't understand it, and that go for me too. Like I can't understand it for myself either. But it's like, when you just always getting that same type of love, same type of praise, and the same type of vouch, like, yo, nah, he cool, like, nah, he good, like, you feel me? It speak volumes to stuff like when you sit back and think like, dang, maybe I do gotta realize like that's another piece of who I am. I gotta really bring along with me, like, yo, cause like, don't you feel me? Don't forget, you ain't just you ain't like to a regular, like you ain't just nobody because you go out there and that's bruh. Like, nah, he cool. Nah, man, hell no.
And then even certain moments, again, like certain things I shouldn't have been doing, but it's like even when I see my dog Fox, shout out Fox Chase Paper, I was like, when I saw him the last time I seen him, he was in a basketball league, but he's not just we in Philly, and it's not one of them like he was inside basketball league. Like I said, I was like, bro, outside court.
Yeah,
Ladders out, everything. But I pulled up by myself. Like that's just usually what I do. Like even when I met Rocky, I pull up by myself, and it's just like this is who I am. I show love. Like if we like that, like, you know, and you know, certain things I always say, my loyalty turns a certain way, especially when we put ourselves in a position where all we got is each other. So when it's trips, like, so when me and you just moving and we done took a flight, it's just me and you. It's like hey, no matter what, all we got is each other. So whatever goes down, it's like we all got to be in agreement, but it's like nobody can run out of each other. We gotta do what we gotta do. But whatever we agree to, like whatever we agree to do, it's like, yo, we getting out of Dodge, get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
But if it's like, yo, the situation here and we just gotta fight our way out of it, then that's what we gotta do. But it's like and certain people like a Rocky and Fox and them, like I said, when we went to Yonkers, I'm like, certain things doing like that, and then as we like, we're really in the neighborhood. We're not just at the studio. We really went to like he took us to Jadakiss in them old block, and I'm like, we outside. It's freezing out there. It was freezing out there, but we was outside. But it's still the moments of certain things, like just even when certain moments happen, how we all, you know, kind of gave the same look on, like, all right, we all peep, like we all on it, like, but we paying attention, but we all understand. Hey, so a lot of things, even when we go get food, it's like everybody kind of moved as a unit. Like we made sure to, hey, like, just because we all are, none of us ain't from here, so
we all
like,
out of towners at the end of the day, for real.
So we like, and you don't know, but you never know. But again, it's those type of things where it's like and we meant it now at this point, so it's even more like we're out of them other phases too. So it's like now we understand and appreciate that. So it's like that's why someone like Fox now, it's like he'll pull up to the court when like we hitting each other, like, yo, we hooping today and all, like, and then we still gotta get him on the show. But and he be supported too. He be watching, like, So it's always that. Me and you, we just did shit like that forever. So and it's the irony we just brought up that day too, when we got caught in the rain, and that was that first day. That was the first time we both really was like, okay, this one of the situations. It's just us.
Yeah,
we got to figure this out.
Anything could happen. We could have not made it
multiple
back.
parts of that day. But
that day was just shout out in general, like.
But it was you know, no regrets because it was still like them moments. Because again, even as, you know, sometimes socially awkward I could be, but things like that still taught me how to just, you know,
navigating through it.
Yeah, like, but anywhere, like, you just gotta just know how to talk to somebody, know how to connect with somebody, and always, and you typically connect with someone that's respected.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
So when you do show up, it's always like how you said, oh nah, that's bruh. Like, So
that joint definitely take you a long way for sure, because I know, like, just knowing people, like how you said, like, sometimes you be in places you really should not be, especially you ain't from there, like, or not, like, you feel me, like you said, not being from there, and you, bro, you know where you going, like.
And then some of the moments, and then we out there going to meet with girls too, so it's even more like, oh, now we taking your girls too, but just about everyone was like somehow, some way, somebody knew of us, somebody knew us, where it was like
and it's a whole lot of P shit. Niggas is this P as hell. You can't hate on the P ass nigga, man.
So it's just like, but again, this is why, like, King Status is so much about community, because it's like again, and you know, we see it with, like, you know, real gangsters. Like, I ain't even just gonna say street, I'm talking gangsters, and I still seeing how, yo, these people still got a heart. They human. They can't always help that they just a product of their environment.
Yeah,
so
I like that you, like you saying, like, a community, like, because we really do bridge the gap to people thinking like, yo, this is two completely different worlds, and it's like, bro, it's really all one and the same. It's just a different way of living.
Because most of us want the same thing, but it's just like, yo, I can't help that this is where you're from.
Like, for an example, literally what you're saying, like, you can't, like, somebody can't help that I got a mom that works a certain, like she put her hours around me going to school, so I can see her at all points of the day and get the nourishment that I need from her in all levels. Somebody that's fortunate like that, their mom doesn't. Maybe they working overnight or something like that, to whereas though, well, I'm in here at the most crucial parts of eating, showering, and stuff like that. Nobody's here to make the food and stuff like that. So you forcing a 7-8-year-old to, well, somebody ain't gonna do it. Maybe I gotta go do it. Like, you feel me? And it's just the thought process in that alone is like, bro, we not living in two different worlds. Like, we not living in two different worlds, bro. You live right across the street. Or this is the next door. This is the next door neighbor. That's bro for real. Like,
and sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time. Everybody going through different things. So, in a lot of ways, it's like you probably looked at me like, yo, I wanted that, but I looked a lot at you like, but I wanted that. And I see more as a man why I wanted more of that, because just in the long run of everything, so that's why and again, that's why I'm so about community, because I always had to make friends. I always had to go out and connect. So it's like, that's how I make a family to me. So that's why it's like that's
deep.
If we locked in, I don't care what you are. I don't care what you, as long as you ain't doing something that's morally against what I'm about. Touching kids, beating women, not taking care of your kids, or just touching, like, bullying, like, just touching anybody in general, like, no matter what your sexual preference is, like, you want to take advantage of somebody, that's not what we stand on.
Right.
Like, because again, I'm one of them, like, if you say you're a strong person, I want to, like, show me your strong qualities. Like, you ain't got to pick on nobody that's, that's defensive, can't help themselves, or just like so much smaller than you. So like, but like, nah, show me you strong with the name that look just like you, that's built just like you, that act just like you, and you take it out on him. Okay. So that's how I know the difference of who's who. That's why, again, when I say, like, no, I'm not a street dude, but I respect the street politics, because I seen it, and it's a lot of them. It's some of them things that I don't agree with. No, I was taught, stand on what you do. Same as the no snitching. You caught, like, if you caught me, I never said. It's times I got caught doing the bullshit. I act like they tell me everything the person I was with was doing or something. I act like they what
I didn't know they was there.
Yeah, because I'm like, you got me.
Yeah.
You got me, you caught me. Like, so it's like, so that's why I say, like, that type of stuff I don't agree with, because again, we still built, especially like this relationship in particular right here, we built like a super solid foundation built off loyalty. So it's just certain things we just knew we weren't doing. We don't even do in front of people. People wouldn't know we had disagreements, because anytime we handled it was just us.
Yeah. Right then and there, on top of that too, like, yo. But again, like, even stuff like that is like, yo, just learning how to talk to people. I'm like, bro, I ain't gotta hit the lid on you just to be like, yo, I ain't banging what we doing. Like, but I feel like that one little segment was cool, like that, because all I could think is what Love said in the song was stood up to the bullies when they were scared to fear who. And it's like, bro, that's how you really get respect. Like, doing something to somebody that anybody can do something to don't make you nothing. Like, but the guy that's really barking at something, you go take him down. It's like, oh, maybe he's the big guy on campus. Like,
so it's some of them things, and even like dudes with women, and it's like y'all want, especially these podcasting dudes, they get on here bashing women, saying what a woman ain't and she out of shape and all, she's like this. And it's like, yo, y'all just want an object, or y'all want a slave. But y'all so alpha male. But I'm like, so you complaining about a woman that's like, just gets emotional, which is what women do. But you such an alpha male that you can't get her to be submissive. But you such an alpha male.
You so alpha male. She tell you to shut up. Now you bitching. Why are you talking to me like that?
You're not submissive.
You're not feminine, huh?
Yeah, it's like no. You act like that. You sassy. So that's why it's like, because again, at certain things I learned just naturally. Like, yo, they fall in line. And again, You right here. So it's a different conversation me and you can have because you was there. We saw the difference because it's just a certain way that we just conducted ourselves. It's like we don't get into women's business. We don't argue with women like women. We don't even really complain about women being women. We may just get tight at the things that they know get us tight, but it's like
For sure.
how you always say, like you got aunts, nieces, sisters, and all that say the same. Like it's like why are we still getting mad at women and vice versa for being what they are? Again, like it's like
because I was about to say like yo, like even stuff like it just forever just going to go into that like yo, I've been raised by him, been around him, dated him, so it's like yo, when y'all do things that y'all supposed to do, I'm not gonna act like you just some foreign like how you said like yo, if you get a little snappy if I come at you a certain type of way and you get snappy, I know that if I trigger her like this and she gets snappy, that it's on me every time. I'm not about to be man, she just never gonna change the way she talked to me. It's like, bro, it's the same trigger every time. Like it never changed from when y'all first dated to 3 years down the road. It's the same exact words that trigger her. Like you say, shut up,
but you still using them.
Yeah.
Like, so of course things ain't gonna change because the thing about them when they do that type of stuff, not women, like when men complain about that, like yo, did you ever check yourself or what you may be doing? And then like and this is how I know the dudes that listen to podcasts, when they start going down the list of saying everything, it's like first they go to the like you wear wigs, then they say you out of shape, then they say you got a child,
the same ones,
and I'm like exactly,
yeah, it's
like
always the same ones,
and it's always like in that order. I'm like, oh, you one of them, you watch them, you ain't deal
outside.
with them like like how we do, where it's
yeah.
like yo, even little brother, like he even said it's like. That wasn't my experience, and I'm like, yo, facts. I'm literally like, yo, that was never my experience because again, we talking to these dudes that's you trying to come outside at 35 and think you gonna know how to talk to a woman or know anything about her, but because you learned something from one of these dudes that ain't never lived with a woman, ain't never even really experienced. They only probably experienced like 2 or 3 women in their life, and I ain't gonna lie, sometimes 2 or 3 women ain't enough.
Because you think about it, because even like with that being said, it's like yo, some people be like yo, they're say oh hood girls they so like this. I'm like yo, I'm really from like some places that got some tough ass women, and it's not near one that I personally ever dealt with that didn't get on some.
Exactly.
So it's like yo.
I said
it ain't on you, it's in you. Like
but again, it's like how we conducted ourselves like that. That's the reason why I said if men focus on more what we need to be doing, and women focus on what they should be doing, then it works out. And that's why I said it's the way we conducted ourselves and how we just carried ourselves with it.
It's definitely like to your point. I seen a video recently of a lady like she fried this guy up completely with all the respect in the world, just by using her words and just getting him to understand. But he same type of dude. Why you didn't like yeah, but I didn't like the way that she really talked that much. It was like a little ghetto, and her wig was crunchy. And I'm just thinking like I can understand like if it really was crunchy, like, but I'm just thinking like, bro, as a man, that's what you worried, like you're worried about, like just your first. Oh, I don't really like her. Like you didn't. Yeah, she got some nice feet. Like yeah, she pretty got the smile. Like like you from how
it's something like that. Like you said, the crunchy wig. It could be like yo, her wig kind of messed up, but that could be fixed. Like we could change.
I'm about to say, Shorty, you could be putting up a certain amount of money for the wig. If I add an extra 300 to your 300, a $600 Brazilian, but you gonna be swinging. Like she gonna be so. You feel me? So it's like, bro, like again, this y'all like. More or less, but she was just saying to him, she was like, yo, my thing is like you asking for, he's like, you worried about aesthetics on a woman and you're not aesthetically pleasing yourself. Like
my point
and
exactly.
She was like, like, well, if you're gonna feel like this, she was like, well, I would just say gym. Like, you feel me? You should be in the gym eating a little healthier. You not in the best of shape.
And
Yeah.
that
And
that's
you
my
know,
point.
and she wasn't, and you could tell by the way her tone was, you could tell she's not one of them type of people that even want to tell people and spew like ignorance or like negativity to people like that. She sounded like she just loved black people to me, but in general, she just sounded like she was just a nice, genuine person that don't even like to get on people or tell people about themselves. But when you meet that right one, it take you there. Like, all right, yep, you the one. Yep, cool.
Right.
So let me tell you about yourself, Mister High Horse. Like,
Yeah.
because he sat there and like when she said to him, you know, like he didn't react crazy, but it's how he, you know, a man's like he took it in though. It was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, nah, nigga, you felt that, like,
And that exactly my point where I was getting at. Because of our history and as far as the music, what you think about where the Drake and Kendrick situation is now?
I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm honestly at a point I'm kind of tired of it now. Like just because it's not fun no more. Like it's not like for me now. Everybody's making it personal. Like if you don't
Yeah.
like Drake, if you don't like it, like bro, let's everybody just relax. Nobody knows these niggas. Like, but from musically still, I think the music is still pretty good. Like that everybody's putting out. Like whether it's just regular music or like the diss tracks and stuff. But as far as like I'm real back in the days, like we real here with it. So like the whole however, I do get it though. Like I will put that out there. I do understand it because I felt like that too. I'll get to that too. But I'm not really feeling like Drake like suing them and stuff like that. I'm not feeling it. However, I will say that I do understand that because personally, I was at one point feeling like that, like, yo, I feel like it's really something going on here, like behind closed doors or something like that. And I'm not trying to take away anything that Kendrick does or his fan base or his core or anything, but I just felt like, however, because I don't want to say everything after the Butters bullshit. However, when the They Not Like Us dropped, I did really feel like it took some type of like people made it like it was one of the best like songs or like you know like cool it had a super wave and I'm not taking that because I when that joint come on in the party I still yeah but it did give me a vibe like somebody was trying to make it more popping than it actually was to me personally
Oh,
and
okay.
and I was like it was just weird to me like you feel me? You know, like shit has runs. Like I've seen a lot of good ass music have runs for multiple weeks and stuff, and I just don't believe that it was one of those types of songs to be on some like it could have a 12, 13 week streak at like number one to affect somebody's career, like to the point that make it's Drake we talking about on top of that too.
The
Like,
way he did it though, like where you could dance to it, and everything. You know, once
true,
that happens, then it's
true,
always
true,
like
true.
because you can play it in the club and all that. So that's why I was like, oh,
True.
but the chess move, this may be the biggest diss ever because when that thing come on at the Super Bowl, the chess move of that, like you
It's
can
over.
never
Yeah, you
stop.
can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because what else are you going to do?
yeah.
What else are you really going to do?
Bro, I'm about to say I ain't saying it like I don't think that he is going like he is not going to play it, but I'm just saying just for retrospect, if he played that damn song at the Super, for one, I will be up dancing.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
No, but that's why I said I'm like I don't know 100%. That's why I just have to say if he does, I expect him to.
But imagine this too with the Super Bowl and everybody singing it. That is crazy. But let's go to this line. Used to bump the Carter 3. I held my rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. Now, I think that's one of them maybe double, triple entendres to me. And I'm only bringing that up because then people start being like, well, when Weezy said, don't wake up this sleeping giant. And it's like, I was like, now remember I just said it when we was just talking about when we was doing music and you said, the line you said particularly like, destroy you and then bury the whole team, like who we was coming at.
Mm-hmm.
In that same breath, when people saying that about Kendrick saying that about Wayne, like, and do you think Kendrick can handle that? Like, can he handle Wayne? But why I think it's a double, triple entendre because it's like in two ways. He said, the irony, my hard work I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down because Lil Wayne did say he felt let down because he didn't get the Super Bowl. But Kendrick's hard work put him there, so it's like it let him down. It could have been, oh, my hard work, I'm destroying your artist, could let you down too, which I don't know. I don't know which one it is, but the thing I want to say, and because I brought up that line you said, because the way even when you said that and the way homie responded, like where he just behind the scenes saying like, oh, they know what I could do. This is why I say Kendrick ain't, because of that line you said, this is why I'm like, Kendrick ain't scared of Wayne, because in the heat of something like this, if I say your name in a way like that, the way he said it, Kendrick it's almost like, okay, I'm not necessarily coming at him, but I'm letting y'all know, I'm letting him know too. If he jumps out, I got it for him too. Why? Because I'm not, you see the line I said, it's not like he said completely like, oh, Wayne's still my dude and all that. He said like, he said, irony in the hard work let Lil Wayne down. We don't know if necessarily it was a shot, but I think the fact that he said a name, just like how when you said back then, destroy you and the whole team. I'm not coming at the team right now, but however, I'm letting you know I don't care who you got over there, because if you jump out the window, you gonna get this work too, and I'm letting y'all know that. So that's why I say with that, when be like, yo, you think Kendrick can handle Wayne? I think he's more than prepared to.
And I think like because I've been seeing this debate going on a lot too, as far as like, yo, like, do people think that Wayne can even like handle the stuff? And then I'm like, yo, I personally I don't know. I do think that Lil Wayne can probably, because he still can rap.
I don't think right now.
But
not his rapping ability. I mean, I don't think he can. What
like
Kendrick is doing
like
right
that,
now,
yeah,
I was like
something like that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I was going to get. Like that's what my answer to that is. Like, yo, I'm not saying that Wayne probably can't make a rap and make it decent.
Oh yeah, he absolutely can.
You feel me? Enough to make it like, oh, all right, Wayne probably can stand a chance. Like he can make it sound.
Oh, he
like,
absolutely can.
I feel like he can rap something to make it sound like he has a chance. But to your credit, it's like what he's like his setup right now. I don't think that there's nobody right now I think that can get in his way outside of somebody like that's monumental, like a Jay-Z's, like those types of people. Like
when you're naming somebody specifically that's on that side too, I'm kind of letting you know. That's why I said that line you said. It's one of those in the heat of this, and then like as big as the artist was that he's coming at, that he came at and did it to. You think if he could do that to Drake, you think he's fearing anybody else? But like the only person he probably would feel like that maybe is like Hove, but that's not going. Something like that's not going to happen.
But I'm about to say, and also like even to that credit, because like what I was about to say is too. Nobody like if you ain't active, you don't have a chance. So that's why I said I'm like, even with me saying that, like even with me saying like, yo, I don't think it need to be somebody monumental with a wave, like and I mentioned Hove. I don't want to take that even from Lil Wayne. Like he's not monumental with that certain type of wave to be able to not withstand somebody doing something like that. However, he's not. I don't feel like he's active enough to withstand it. Like so, it's like nah. Like I don't
with
think
somebody whose time it is
right now.
Like when it's not like we're just talking about another rapper. We're still talking about somebody that's going to go down on that same list that Weezy is on.
Exactly.
And some people might even edge it. I'm not necessarily saying I do, because Weezy still did so much, and we watched. We were there to see that whole come up and even still what he does now. So no, it's not. I'm not saying by any means Weezy can't rap his ass off. Still, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying to go against somebody who's having a year like that, and then what he already did to another artist of that caliber. That's why I say no. It's better just to let that wave ride out.
Yeah, because I'm like, because it's like what you're saying. Like, yo, these are two people at the pinnacles. Like, he might be on the urban pinnacle, and he's at like a pop, just like a star type of pinnacle, rock star type of. Like, bro, these are two of the biggest in their own respective rights. So I'm like, bro, if you can take a 1A and a 1B, and he can make him feel like he's really a 2 now.
Yeah.
Bruh,
because let me ask you, just because this is stuff we used to do, how would you feel if you was Kendrick? Would you fear have fear a little.
I'm about to say, like, what I would like, how I would feel doing it to Drake, bro. At this point, everybody at my mercy. Like, I'll
Yeah.
probably just be like, how they, like, how the people
True,
say, like,
true.
like how the people say,
how
like,
big yeah.
like his friends are saying, like, that's how Kendrick is. I'll probably literally be feeling like, bro, like nobody really want this.
Yeah.
Like,
Then you still got like a Dr. Dre at your side. It's just
that's what I'm saying. It's like even with certain connections, it's like, bro, you can still manipulate certain things to make it feel worse than what it might be. Like,
can't think you got more gangsters in him. I'm like, he still go back to that neighborhood regularly. I'm like,
and what make it funnier is because it's like, yo, a lot of people don't even know if he bang. Or anything, because I'm like, yo, he it seemed like he keep it neutral. Then one day you see him in some rib, like, oh, I didn't know he was banging, but banging red, and then he got the songs like Dodger Blue. I can't remember if it's like Dodger Hat Blue or something like that, but it's stuff like that. He makes songs like, and then people now it's like, oh damn, no, he really a Crip. It's like y'all don't even know, like he just
I know he from a blood neighborhood, so like who he's associated with. That's why even when he did that Amazon performance the night he did the Not Like Us like 5 times, and he had all them different sets, but it's still like y'all don't understand what type of power that still is.
I'm about to say, and these people did that. He did that for the sake of him, like not because I still might not want to do something to this person or whatever. It's like, yo, big bruh's doing like, or little bruh's doing something that's so much bigger than us. We can put it like we can piece it, like we can put peace in the city for the day, like,
which is why the biggest message why we always preach authenticity is because it's like, yo, so a lot of times you'll get further ahead just being you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's like he can put out an album, Good Kid, Mad City, because it's like just because he may not have been in the mix, so to speak, like head first in it, he's still all around it. So it's still like, yo, that's his reality. He still got to see that. He still got to deal with, he's known to be with these type of cousins. So these dudes probably going to jump on it because they just assume it's all that.
Just like what Surf said when he was that whole back and forth with Calico. He's like, bro, even the kids that walk past here is from the street. Like, he's like, technically they're from Street Essence. They're on the block too. Like, so I'm like, yo, just because they not in the middle of the street doing what the gangsters do, bro, he walking past the street, the little kid, like, he's, bro, little bro and the stoop kid is still part of this, all that. So
yeah, like, just because, it's some people that we know went to college, finished, and still went back to the trenches. It's just still that, and not because of their choice. It's just what they're from. So it's that, and again, but it's those type of things where I'm like, yo, people are just human. So now I really always just base it off of, like, if you
I got smart ass gangster ass friends, like, literally, like, what shout out, I ain't gonna say cuz name, but more or less I'm like, cuz cousin had a kidnapping at 16, bro, got his master's now, like so it's like, bro, like, we talking about, like, I'm talking about cuz, like, you see, bro, like, bro, too. It's like, bro, bro, you see him, every time you see him, it's always love. He see you all 32, all teeth, like, give you love, everything. But bro really used to rob people, shoot at ops, and like, really did a kidnap, did time for it and everything. So it's like, bro, like,
yeah, some people, like, they be saying sometimes it's like I didn't want to be in it. I was just, because this is what in my family members, it was like I was basically forced to be in it because it's just like that's what was around. I was there. It wasn't like I could just get up and leave. But again, it's those reasons why I say, bro, everybody human. Like, you just find the human in people, and like most of the time, I'd be like, the people I meet or associate with, we want the same things in life, so it's easier to get along, even if we from different backgrounds. But we still want the same thing in life. So in a lot of ways, I seen that, and it, like, again, like with Meatball and all that, it's like those are the things where I really start learning. That's why even when I look at certain people, like, people just want to crash out and all that, I'm like, yo, the people I know who really was in it, they don't want to be in that. Now, you do get some people who just box in, but some people, like, again, they may not even know. They don't have the resources. They don't know how to get the resources because that's all they know. I'm not saying I'm not saying there's no excuse because we figured it out. However, but some people may not even have the computer to look at YouTube for real.
Real talk.
But now at this point, like, they got phones, like, so it's a little different.
Right.
But I'm talking at the time where we got started, it wasn't the same. It's the same way when everybody used to have computers, and I'm like, I said, man, I didn't have a computer till I was a teenager. I didn't know what that was like. So it's a lot of things I didn't get to really.
But it's like still like what we said. I'm like, yo, a lot of times it's changed. Like the times is changing, but real life is still like the struggles and stuff of real life is still real life. Like, so it ain't like we all don't have obstacles, but however, at the same time, we not here to force feed that obstacles are the only reason why we couldn't have did what we did. Is choices in the middle of that as well. Like,
and some people don't even have people that's next to them that agree with the same thing. That's why I said it was different. We're all sitting there watching the Miami videos on YouTube, like, oh, we all like, we gotta go out there. We all looking at it the same way. It was just like, only a few of us.
I'm about to say, bro,
only me and you would have.
I told that story to Cuz on the bus the other
day.
A
few of us. Yeah. It started out like that, but
no. Well, I'll tell a different story since we definitely got to that story before. Recently, King status, everything. Go cop that merch. But recently, I was at the I'm around the way. We at the store and stuff like that. We just, for me, it's a nice day. We just chilling outside. We popping it. And this is the week of New Jersey Transit going free for the week. Bro, so everybody, everybody fake gas. It's like, yo, for a lot of people that don't have the money to do a lot of whatever, or that, the transportation part takes you over that, like, dang, bro, that's killing my pocket now.
Even some older white man said that was talking about that out here to me.
So like, people is excited. My mans, we feel me? Like I said, we chopping it up or whatever. So he like, yo, I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm going to New York. I'm popping it because I'm like, bro, I'm thinking about taking that trip to DC. I already went, so I'm like, bro, it's free to DC. I'm thinking about popping it back out there. But
else just told me to go to DC too.
Trust me. But you feel me, bro? Like, yo, I'm about to go to New York. XYZ, da-da-da. Other homie, he goes, man, I ain't going to New York, bro. Fuck New York. Like, I don't need it. Like, it's ass out there, bro. I used to live out there, bro. Fuck that. Don't go out there, bro. It's ass. Like, it ain't shit to see out there. Da, da, da. It's like, bro, you can just go right up on the boardwalk, see the same type of stuff, and no bull stuff. Like, it was one of the few times that I even like to integrate with all of the homies when we having them, because, I deep dive on that. I hate it.
Sounded like that one thing.
So he said that, bro. I looked up. I said, yo, I ain't gonna lie, cuz that's some real hating shit to say. And like, I really, because stuff like that could really cause like a real beef with the homies in the hood, like talking like that to each other. But I'm like, bro, that's some real hating ass shit to say to somebody, bro. Like, he like, huh? I'm like, bro, that's some hating ass shit to say, bro. Like, I said, you gonna tell this man that somewhere that we lived our whole life that he should stay here and not go to somewhere else that he don't get to go like on the frequent because you don't like it out there. I said, bro, that's some real hating shit to say. And I said, bro, I think you need to really like evaluate your energy. And Gus was like, nah, you like, not about the energy, but he's like, nah, you right. That was probably a little fucked up. I'm like, cuz that's weird as hell. Yeah, like,
because in a lot of ways you can really affect somebody. Like, because then what if, I don't know if he did go to New York.
He did still want to shut up the bro. He did still want to go.
Yeah, like, so now what if he didn't? Now that's a missed experience he ain't having, and that still puts you in that box mentality, because then sometimes what will make him not go? Then what is he telling himself after that? You know what? He probably is right. It probably is, like, and then you start looking at everything like that when somebody says it. That's why with us it became once the people started dropping, it's like, hey, and me, I say once that flight is booked, I'm going.
The funniest part about that, I was telling Cuz when I talked to him about that story on Thursday. I told him, I said, the funniest part about that whole story to me personally is when I caught when the whip bruh said, and I told her, like, after it was when we was out there and we was talking about like how lit it was when we seen the one little joint we took pictures with. And I remember thinking, I was like, yo, bro, listen, when we go back home, if niggas ask us about this trip, I'm not saying nothing. I can't speak for you.
Oh, you talking about what?
Yeah, I'm like,
I
yeah,
missed
I
that.
can't speak for you, but I'm like, yo, when we go back and they ask us anything, I'm not saying nothing. Don't ask me, and I'm not telling because you should have came. Like,
Yeah, because that was the plan. I thought we all was in it, but you know, some people, and then that's why you still see the way I still went about life because doing that, and you see nobody
and
for real. I was around or just, family, anything. Like you literally was the only person. But after the Miami trip, a lot of situations, but definitely after the Miami trip, when we took a flight, I was like, oh, that's all I need.
well,
I only
shoot,
need one other person.
think about how much more crazier it is, because I just thought about this on the fly. Think about how crazier it is that ain't nobody even really take a trip since then until we got grown as hell. Like from that experience. Like even bruh, he ain't really start taking them trips until like recently, like maybe the last 3-4 years. Like
Yeah, and then again, how a lot of ways that it stemmed to, cause like how you said your mom, and then like my mom, it was the same thing. Like she got on the flight because I started doing it when we went to Miami. Like and then she took that flight to Vegas right after because it was like my pop told me, he said, "Yo," cause she was so proud that you did that, and it motivated her to do it. Like it inspired her to do it. And I was like, yo, so sometimes you never know. And then now, like, we was just I showed you the pictures like when she was on the quad and stuff like
yeah.
recently
Yeah.
out the country doing that. I'm like, yo, and sometimes it's this is how we gotta motivate each other sometimes. And again, I never really speak on nothing I ain't experienced or haven't done. And like I said, I know I don't care what a lot of people's situation is or how much they may have done in life. But yeah, because I always say there's people close to me that didn't even have half of the experiences that I've had. So that's why I don't look at celebrities all crazy like, oh man, look at the life they're living and they get to do this. And I was like, man, because again, as a regular guy, some of the things I was able to do was like the celebrity story type things we may hear or might have seen where we got to experience. So
Yeah, and that's real quick. That's what I was saying earlier because I know we like veered off a lot, but like I said, I got the hoop. I was a star player in hooping. I got to do music at a high level. I met a lot of famous people. Met Waka's mom. Like I got got a chance to be around a lot of music execs. One of our really good friends is a Grammy winning producer, and every time we ever chopped it up with him musically, man, y'all good. Like y'all like that's enough validation for me from somebody that knows music to tell me that I could do this on that level. I'm cool if I never made it to that level, whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, yo, even with music, I done did a show in front of people and got to see what that feels like. And did videos, all that type of stuff. So it's like, yo, everything I ever wanted traveling. I've been on a cruise to the Bahamas. Like we done took a trip when I was 20. I've been catching a train to Virginia since I was 3. So like I done did a lot of stuff that I'm okay with. Like
yeah, but it's still so much more to come, so much more to do.
absolutely.
Is there anything before we wrap that you want to leave him with? They ain't heard from you or seen you in a while.
You know, Mr. Motivational Speaker himself, EdBuck, aka Perky. Nah, but
Hey yo, hey yo.
nah, but real talk though, I just wanted to say like, just with anything, just because even y'all see it with us, sometimes things don't go the way that you want it to go. It don't be on your own accord, your own time. Sometimes you have them feelings of just being down, unmotivated, all that type of stuff. You just in a dark cloud sometimes. Just keep it churning, bro. Like just always just try to find something positive to keep you going, and just understand it's a grind. That you just gonna have these days. You really might have more days like this than good ones until the good ones are more frequent. Honestly, like, but from us to y'all, bro, y'all can see we had a little hiatus. Um, to some people, it might have felt like, yo, the momentum could die or whatever, but it's all a grind, and it's something that we understand and it's something that we're okay with, and it's fun. Honestly, it's fun to be able to take losses and and learn from it and understand like it ain't really a loss. It's just part of the process of being better every day. Is today I might eat fried chicken and stuff like that, but when I wake up tomorrow, I might want a salad. Like it, like you feel me? Today I might feel like I'm hitting the gym no matter what. Like you might have been a couch potato for the day today because you was tired. It's okay. Like it's okay to be tired. It's okay to be burnt out. Sometimes we need them days to crash and find ourselves and bring it back to get to that creativeness. So I just want to say, like, from us to y'all, it's okay to be human. It's okay to just be. It's okay to just be. Honestly, some days it's okay to just be. It's okay to be not there. It's okay to not be okay, because we all come from the dark clouds, bro. Like it's always light from the dark. And if you especially how I used to always say, like, yo, if you at the top, only way to go is at the bottom. But when you all the way at the bottom, the only thing you can do is look up and move forward upright. Like, so that's just my words. And I'm happy to be back, man. I'm happy to be, like, I'm super grateful to be back. Like I say, I'm proud of you, especially from when you first got it back rolling, and just just coming off some of the things that I always kind of knew personally, some that I did know, some that I knew that you always would hold back, and I'm happy that you shared all of that type of stuff. I'm just thankful, bro. Like, and I'm just happy to be back and having this drink going on again, bro. Like,
appreciate it. And on that note, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Cop the merch, baby. Cop the merch.
Cop
we
the
got to
merch.
throw that in there now.
Cop the merch. And this has been the King Status Podcast with me, your host, Mr. Moore the King, along with
EdBuck LC, a.k.a. Playboy Bucky.
Yep, and y'all know what to do. And we'll see y'all next time. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out.